Did you know that stroke is the 6th leading cause of death in children? Welcome to East Tennessee & Company. I'm Sherry Ayler. May is Stroke Awareness Month, and today we're going to focus on real-life impact of stroke in children. Pediatric stroke affects 25 in 100,000 newborns, 12 in 100,000 children under the age of 18. They may not happen often, but when a family is impacted by a pediatric stroke, it can be deadly and very difficult to deal with. In September 2006, then 8-year-old Drew Franklin suffered from a stroke. He was one of the lucky ones who survived, but his mother says it is now her mission to bring awareness to pediatric stroke. You can help to make the difference by making a donation to East Tennessee Children's Hospital Rehabilitation Center. Log online at etch.com to learn how you can make a difference today. A healthy 12-year-old Drew Franklin and his mother, Christy Franklin, join us today in studio. We really appreciate you guys coming in today to share your story.
Thank you for having us.
Well, why don't we just start out by you sharing your story?
Okay. In September of 2006, Andrew had come home from school and was outside riding his bicycle, and he got a really bad headache, and it was really sudden. And he came inside to get some medicine and lay down. And when he laid down, I heard him crying, and I went and checked on him, and he was, we couldn't get him to focus on anything.
Right.
And his eyes were, I don't know how to describe it. It was like he was looking through us. We were trying to talk to him.
Right.
But he couldn't understand what we were saying. And he started vomiting. And it was really scary. So
you took him to the hospital, no doubt.
Absolutely. We snatched him up and ran straight to Children's Hospital. And there they did testing. They didn't, it was a process of elimination because they had done blood work. They had done spinal taps because they thought it could possibly at first be encephalitis. They knew whatever it was, it had to do with the brain. But
they didn't discover it. I understand it was 2 days before they determined it was a stroke. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Well, share with us why it's so often missed in children, and why is it so important to obviously find out immediately as opposed to 2 and 3 days later?
Okay. Well, you don't often look for a stroke in a child if, it's typical to think that that's something that happens in the elderly. I never could have imagined that my child was having a stroke, but, they had done a CAT scan, and they did not see any brain bleeding, so they kept him for observation. And we were hoping he would come out of it on his own, and, after they had done so many tests to eliminate what it could possibly be, they decided to do the MRI.
Right. Well, there are signs and symptoms of a stroke, and we're going to have those posted on the screen, I believe, or you're going to tell us some of them. Weakness and numbness of the face, and you can pick up and help me go through the other ones here.
Okay.
Difficult walking. What else is some of the signs and symptoms?
A lot of them are the same as in an adult.
Okay.
Sudden severe headache, slurred speech, inability to focus, not being able to communicate.
Right.
Even the vomiting, and one side could, it will usually affect just one side at a time. If you notice anything, like if you ask them to smile, their face, if it drops on one side, or you can ask them to stick out their tongue and it'll go to one side or the other.
Right.
Basically the same things as in an adult.
Well, Drew, tell us what you feel has really helped you during your recovery time.
Well, my mom,
Your
my
mom?
dad, and God.
And God. Your mom, your dad, and God. That is so awesome. Now, between 20 and 40% of children die after a stroke. And what's amazing is that boys are at higher risk than girls. So, Christy, how does it feel to have your child with you today?
It's amazing. I'm so thankful.
Wonderful. Well, all this information will be posted at East Tennessee & Company's website. You can log on to Tennessee Children's Hospital and make a donation to the rehab unit there, and we encourage you to do so. This is so important that you make that donation. We want to thank you for coming in today and sharing your story.
Thank you.
Have a great day, y'all.